Corinne. I'm on fall break, so I'm filming from home today. I'm actually wearing a turtleneck today, but you can't really see the fold in the turtleneck, so it looks really funky on camera. I loved your song, and I am so proud of you for sharing it. It's honest and beautifully written. It moves me whenever I listen to it, and I can't wait for it to move others who listen to it too. Thank you for the book assignment. I'm excited to read 1,000 Splendid Suns, but I'm not looking forward to crying, as I inevitably will, because that is what happens with nearly every book I read. What I want to talk about today is something that you actually introduced me to a few years ago. You told me about this thing called the bullet journal, and I gotta say, it kind of changed my life. For anyone not familiar with the bullet journal, it is essentially a self-made and self-structured planner journal crossover. There are a few things that it usually includes, like an index, a weekly and monthly page or pages, and some kind of habit tracker. More on these soon. But the beauty of it is that it really gets to be whatever you want it to be. However, when I was trying to learn more about them, most of the examples I saw looked something like this, or this, or this. And there are special journals for it that have dots instead of lines, and hundreds, if not thousands, of special supplies you can purchase. And I was like, I cannot art, and I do not have the money to buy an expensive actual bullet journal. What I did have was a small notebook. What I did have was this little notebook that I got from Target and a bunch of really old colored pencils. I was really overwhelmed by all the possibilities, and I very easily could have just not tried it and not learned how helpful it could be for me. So today I thought I would do a how-to bullet journal for normal people who are not, paragons of artistic skill. This did become my first bullet journal. Humble, yet just what I needed at the time. This first part, the index, is actually helpful. It's one of the things I recommend on all bullet journals. Because the bullet journal is self-structured and you can begin anything on any page, this helps you keep track of where you put stuff so you can actually find it again. The rest is mostly lists I would have had scattered among many notebooks and many sticky notes. And my beloved habit trackers. These two things are really awesome for me because, unlike you, Corinne, who finds it hard not to be doing things, I find it really hard to do things. And lists help to keep me on track and know what things I should use my very finite amounts of energy and motivation to accomplish. Habit trackers look something like this. It's a chart with habits and days of that month, and when you do the thing that day, you check it off. I used to use different colors, but then this happened. So now I just use one per month. The extent of my fanciness is using banners for titles, and of course the magic formula for fanciness. A highlighter marker to write in all caps, and then a cursive pen in front. It's easy, but y'all, it looks so fancy. I see a lot of fancy pens and stuff, but for my first one, I used pencil, and now I've upgraded to one color of pen per month. That's it. For color, colored pencils work great. Or your basic set of highlighters. Or if you want to go pro, which is clearly a level that I have attained, you can get these things called mild liners from Target. They have more colors, and they're double-sided, so basically I'm obsessed. Anyways, I'm a mess. I have trouble always doing things like brushing my teeth and drinking water on the daily. And while this doesn't solve my problems completely, it does help me be more aware of things like, gosh, I should probably wear my retainer since last time I did was like a month ago. And it helps me not forget stuff since if I don't write it down, there's about a 0% chance of me remembering it. And this gives me a place to write everything down. I realized, had I thought that the super extra Pinterest Instagram version of the Bujo was the only way to do it, my life would be even more of a mess than it already is. I hope this helps a normal person out there be a little less of a mess. And that something I said makes you think. Bye!